Happy New Year's Eve. It is 2017 going into 2018. I'm really happy because I feel that 2018 is going to surprise a lot of people. I think that we have been through not one but 3 years of tremendous shift and change. And it is very helpful to remember the guidance that Cryon gave about this time. He didn't even count 2013 because it was just such a calibrated year. There was so much recalibration going on. And that stretched into a lot of people's 2014. It did. Things didn't really get underway for a lot of people until until there'd been there was a bleed through of that tough energy of 13 into 14. And so Cryon counted, like the new Earth reckoning time, or the count started January 1, or actually more like mid-year of 2014. That was year 1. We just got done with year 3, and I think it's helpful to review the numerology. 1 is new beginnings, and oftentimes no follow-through, just new beginnings, and that breath of brand new energy. And I think that is very true. I mean, reviewing my life as I'm talking, it's like, wow, this is kind of Cryon had something in the bag here. And the numerology that he presented was just is goggling. It's beautiful, beautiful transmission. But then 2015 would then be year 2. The year of duality. Of good and bad, right and wrong, left and right, yes and no, go or stay, all that kind of crap. Sex and drugs and rock and roll. That was an unbelievable year for me. And man, oh man, did it have to do with polarities. Whew. It was awesome. And then 16, the catalytic year, where something brand new is created from what's gone before. Yep. And I remember I saw a self-portrait of myself going into an ecstatic dance thing New Year's Eve of 2015, so 2 years ago. And I remember being on the dance floor, and what they had to say was that was going to be, 16 was going to be the year of rejection. I was going to reject others, they were going to reject me. There was going to be a lot of no, and I was going to get by the end of the year, I would be really comfortable with hearing no and saying no. And golly, if that didn't happen. Yeah. But then 17 came, and so what is 17? 17. 14's 1. 15's 2. 16's 3. 17's 4. No, 14's 1. 15's 2. 16's 3. Yeah, it's 4. Well, I would say that, yeah, some table legs are put down. I would say that. I would say I've been eating off the table instead of my lap this year. There's been some stability. There's been blow after blow, but it's been not to me directly. I've been the one holding space and keeping things together as well or as crappily as I have. So I can't personalize the blows. I can only stand as witness to other people's trauma. So yeah, for me it has been a year of stability and finding my way. So this means it's a 5-year change. But you know what else? 2018, it's an 11. And in just 2 little months, I'm gonna be 57. I'm gonna be a 12. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a 12 in an 11 year. In a harmonic of 5. Well, I know 5. I've mastered 5. Just a pain in the ass. But I don't really see myself changing all that much. I mean, I welcome whatever change comes. I honestly do. I always welcome change, even if it's hard. But and I'm okay if it's a year of change for me. It feels to me when I'm talking about it, I can see a wave on a beach. Is the sand really changed? Maybe there's shells on it where there once were not, and maybe those shells were sucked away. Okay? That's what I'm seeing. Is that really change? That's getting into the flow. That's seeing patterns in chaos. That's actually becoming a master. That's using the 5 points equally. Hands, feet, and head. I think that there can be some good portents for we weird ones. I want to tell you that it's just been fascinating to me to go through my old work. I'm shocked at how honest I was about what I was doing. And I was talking about ascension the whole time and just going on and on about God and shit. And just like, wow, it's real. This is the real freaking deal. I wasn't holding no punches, and I was, oh, it's so beautiful. Oh my God. So, I've always wanted to just volumize it, and I don't think that it needs much. I mean, honestly, what you're reading, most of it, I am doing a final edit now because I have softened things. I was really at first, and I need to just soften everything before it goes out. But, wow, I mean, this is beautiful work. It stands on its own. But then to be able to pick things out, just, like, what am I going to pick out? Probably the visitations, the big visions, the big dreams, the ones that turned out to actually have a whole lot to do with what happened. And so I'm driving home yesterday, and I just have to laugh out loud because you know what I realized I just did? Under the hood, I tricked myself, I didn't think I was going to do anything with this deeply awake stuff except just say, okay, well, now that I've vomited my soul onto the web, I can move on to some fiction. Oh, thank God. And I'd be known for my fairy tales and my romances or whatever. My whatever. Maybe I could be a travel writer. Who knows? It's just like, yeah. That was then, this is now. Honestly. So I'm driving home and thinking, finally, oh my God, what they said, what they told me I was doing, it's true. They told me I was writing the first of its kind of a genre called reverse autobiography. It's when you get hit with light, and you are so utterly changed you have to then explain yourself to yourself again. You have to explain reality to yourself again. That's a reverse autobiography, and that's what I've been writing. And now I can see I was a researcher in real time. I always said I was a reporter. But it's all becoming, it's like a change for me. I didn't really think that I would do this. Why would I go on the road, selling my soul, basically? That seems grotesque. So I was going to write stories. But I think this is important. And I stand as someone who, it's okay to be heard. I think I should be heard. Because I don't have a message that is harmful. Although it can be seen as harsh to some. It depends on who's doing the hearing, and I'd say that only because I know that I don't speak to harm. But I do know that. But I did have passive aggression in some of my stuff. I was working things out, and I didn't know how to say the words. I'm not direct. I wasn't direct. So yeah, I was kind of realizing, oh yeah, that really was the year of rejection, 16. and I'm on tape saying, what I did, I got told no a lot, but I also wasn't I was put in situations, I put myself in situations where it turned out it was like the most awesome thing in the world that I could say no. And how I said no mattered. And I realized, because I had never, come on, socially, I had not been someone who rejected a lot. I got rejected, I didn't reject. And so I had to learn how to say it nicely, because I did it meanly. Someone who I really care about, and like I reversed all those roles. It was such a warped thing, and I can see. So I can't ever say, well, I don't ever do that, because I've behaved badly. So that's all right to have a little somebody in my mind running behind me saying, yeah, you're not going to be able to get on a high horse here. Don't ever forget, no high horse. So that's interesting. What an interesting wrinkle. That's okay. I mean, I've always tried to just be quiet about things, and as I've said, this is where I go to. It spills over onto Facebook now, and that's good. I have friends and family. So 17, I didn't really ever get like intel about 17 was going to be. For me, it was about the eclipses. I think for a lot of people it was politics, and having that as a living, breathing metaphor for the shit they were going through. And it was good. It was a good year. Bravo. But we haven't even hit the weird yet. It's going to increase in complexity, is my feeling, and tempo. It's just going to get faster. And I see this as just being, we're entering the time of changing the harmonic. And so, and 5 is a highly unstable number. It's just not a fun number to play with. In my opinion, I don't like 5. I like 10, but I'm not fond of 5. So, because it's unstable. And the only stability there really is in the unity of the, it's a very cerebral number. And I'll be glad when it's a 6 here. But for now, yippee. Hold on tight. I guess the reason too that I'm coming is that when I reviewed the work that I've done, just the first 6 months of what I was writing, it just is kind of spooky what I'm reading and how focused it is, and how much of it came to pass, how much of it had been accurate. Like the stuff about about UFOs landing and mass arrests any moment and all that stuff. It was really fun to read all of that and to look back. And so I'm inviting everybody who is on this ascension path or on the spiritual path to consider that, as things change, which they will, don't assume that anything is permanent, number one. I mean, really, you have to take a bigger view here. And if it helps to think about indigenous people, about Native Americans, about your own ancestors, it might be helpful. I don't go with my bio clan. I'm always with the Native Americans. The Southwest in New Mexico is where I go to, although there have been lives here as indigenous. But the idea here is that we have been here a while. We have been through many civilizations. Not just one and not just 3. More. Our species has gone through calamity. And when I say our species, I just mean humanity. But there's a purpose here. And it's not to survive the next weirdness that Mother Earth has on tap for us. It's ascension. It's soul progression. And that's not a weird thing, I don't think. To think that, I don't think is weird. And that's something that's so normal to me that, talking about it like that, I don't know if it's even going to register that people are bothered by it. I mean, it's just, there are some things I knew that would just become normal. And very abnormal to others. So, that's okay. That's just part of the shift. And really, truly, that's what creates the divide between people is just having such vastly different operating systems that it's just no fun. But I don't know. Love is like the major glue, and it doesn't really even matter about whatever you want to call it, amperage, spin, dimension, orientation, soul progression, however you want to judge. Really, in the end, we're just souls here. We're light incarnate, having a romp. And that's what I hope for, if there is to be one prayer that comes true, is for everyone to feel, for as long as it takes, in their bodies, in their eyes, in their bones, in their blood, in their skin, to see what I saw 5 years ago, when everything turned golden. Everything suddenly was liquid golden light. I was a passenger in a car. It was very unexpected. It was very expansive, and it was so much of a relief, because I realized that even when we're in the worst kind of fights with people, that's actually we love each other so much that we're willing to be mean to each other like that, because one has requested it of the other, and the other said okay. And I mean, chicken and egg, but there's love. We wouldn't be in conflict with one another unless there was love, and we wouldn't be hanging out with each other unless there was love. And I knew that Jesus was right there, and he kept saying the only law in effect is that of benevolence, over and over again to me. The only law in effect is that of benevolence. And I felt so happy and bubbly and light. And I remember looking to the right, and I looked into the lattice, and I saw many things, and I went away for a while. But when I came back, I just saw everything is golden. Then we've tricked ourselves into thinking we don't love each other. We're so madly, deeply, desperately in love with one another. All of us. It's a love affair for the ages. All of us. Ecstatically in love with one another. Ecstatically in love with one another. This isn't a, oh, well, I'll help you out, bro. No, this is ecstatic, soulic love with everybody. It wasn't just my ex-husband and my son that I saw. That's why we're here. Because of that love. And so I've always wished that people could just get a hit of that. Because what I realized while I was being held in that vision, I saw like my vision in, my worries, my burdens were like in suitcases, way, 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 way down on the earth, way, 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 way. I mean, I was on the earth, but still I was very far away underneath me. I couldn't reach them. And I realized I didn't need to ever pick them up again. None of them. My self-hate, all that stuff. They're optional. They're like soot. And there's all this liquid golden light. I want everybody to have their burdens removed from them long enough for them to understand they never have to pick them up again. That's my wish for 18. That's my wish for every year. since I had that vision. So I hope that helps to hear that, and to let you know that, you know, being open to change is probably going to be the best bet. And you are safe. You are safe. You are safe. This is supposed to be fun. This is the reveal. This is where you're revealing yourself to yourself. And everything just feels bigger. So, good. Let it continue. It's not overdue. It's on time. It's on time. There's lots of little celestial triggers we've gone through, many more we'll go through, and some we don't anticipate. So, I think that it's very helpful to remember that this is a spiritual lifetime that you're living, that the earth is a living being that is spiritual, that we are learning spiritual things, and that we are all masters of light who've donned cloaks of forgetfulness. May the veil loosen, lighten, glisten all the more in the coming year, for you, for yours, for me and mine, and for all of our brothers and sisters all over the world. Let suffering cease. Let peace be known. Let love rule. Selah.